What's up, guys? Welcome back to the newest episode of the
What? I don't know.
Huckyan, remember?
Oh, no, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You came up with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you looked at my shirt and your shirt, remember? And you came up with Huckyan.
Huckyan. All right.
It's the
Huck Young
Huckyan podcast.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's what we're doing.
Young Hung.
Okay.
Young Hung podcast.
Huckyan, we're staying with
Yeah, Huck Young. Call the Huck Tua podcast.
No, I think that's taken. I'm pretty sure that's
Huck
taken.
Tua podcast.
That one's taken. We don't want to fight that. We've had some things happen in the last week or so. I went home to Denver and was greeted with a brand new grandson.
Congratulations.
That's, yeah.
Grandpa.
It's expensive. I'll just tell you that. Not only that, my daughter Gracie decided to announce that, guess what? Guess.
She's pregnant.
Yep. She's very happy about it, and I'm very happy for her.
Very happy for you to have a 9th grandchild.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's a lot of kids.
If there was going to be an inheritance, it's so diluted now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they fucking diluted the hell out of that. It's like a competition at this point. Which team has enough kids to get a bigger percentage?
Survivor Island is about to happen.
Yeah.
No.
You probably could put cameras in your house.
That could definitely be a reality show. Things happen there. Gracie was always the child when she had Chloe that she was going to be a one child. That's it. That's all I want. I mean, she would like cuss at people for talking about a second child. Some things changed in her mind apparently, so we're going to add another one. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6 or 7.
It's too many. It's too many.
That's a lot.
I don't talk to that many people on this earth.
No, in a month.
In a year.
Yeah.
Like, that I don't know. I would say I am not.
No.
Family included. I probably couldn't come up with 7 people to call right now. Maybe 5.
I guarantee you haven't. Well, I know because your phone hasn't been on in a month.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to more than 5 people, guaranteed.
I got locked out of my Amazon account. That's fine. I just order stuff from other websites now because I can get into my Amazon account if I just turn on my phone and do the 2-factor auth.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it.
Yeah, I needed. I have one of my Blink cameras on the trailers connected to your Blink account.
Yeah.
But your phone has been off and MIA, so we're just leaving that camera out there to dry.
Yeah, just get a new one from the other trailer.
Yeah, I'll just go get a different one. Also, we've kind of started something.
A 5M city.
They know that.
A dive team.
Dun, dun, dun. You guys know we are obsessed with diving. Over the last couple of years, we've gone through more training than most people go through in 3 lifetimes. I became a scuba instructor. Pat is a dive master with more skills than me as an instructor.
That's just because of the time.
Yeah, it was just.
I've been diving for 18 years.
Yeah. Obviously, we're both obsessed with helping people and helping things and finding things. We're both very qualified rescue divers, and so we are launching a dive team down here.
I've been through all my EMTB courses, Master Dive or Dive Master, which is different than Master Diver.
Right.
Master Diver is a lower category. Right. I've done car recoveries. I've done body recoveries for 2 different sheriff's offices. Recovered probably about a dozen or so cars in zero-viz situations, so I have experience with salvage and lift bags.
Yeah.
And right now we
In crazy
are.
water too, like up on
Yeah, oh yeah,
Columbia.
that's
and,
that
like,
was high,
not
high
nice,
flow, high.
87-degree.
Yeah, that was all just garbage.
Yeah.
All garbage water, and so that was the best way to get really into it. And then the technical and cave diving training that we've been doing really fits into the dive team for being able to penetrate
Understanding small
shipwrecks
spaces,
and understanding small
safety,
spaces and things like that.
And I will lean on your experience from your previous endeavors, to kind of mimic how I operate. I mean, we dive together all the time. We often say we share a brain on certain things because we think very similar. When we're underwater, there's
We
just
haven't even done an underwater mission together.
no, but there's a really good symmetry between us, especially like underwater. We've
Yeah.
done so many things in high stress situations together that it's just a natural communication that happens, and gap filling that we do for each other back and forth. So I think that's going to be great. We almost had our first really cool recovery.
Yeah, the turtle hospital down here, turns out that there are way less dive teams or available people down here besides FWC and Coast Guard. And the turtle hospital doesn't even have access to a boat on a daily basis. So
Right.
now we made it so they have access to us and our boat and our resources on a daily basis. And we're able to go out there and respond to turtle rescues now. We got a call yesterday, but we were over an hour out, and so FWC was able to get there and take care of it. But originally, they didn't think FWC or Coast Guard was going to be able to come out, so they
think they
called
thought
us.
they had time, or
And that kind of put us high up on their list, I guess, now for the future.
yeah, because we immediately said yes, and call went out. We jumped
Out of bed.
Yeah, straight out of bed onto the boat, and we were in motion. We were calculating time while we're en route, and it looked like because we were on one side of the Keys and it was on the opposite side, so we had to go down to a crossing, which would have taken us a little bit of time, but we were going to make it regardless. We even called Coast Guard, who was responding, and let them know, and they said, yeah, please continue responding, whichever one of us
Gets there first,
first, which was really cool to hear from them, because usually you expect to go on the radio and go, hey, Coast Guard, do you mind if we
That
still...
never happens with the Coast Guard, though.
Yeah, they're so
Police, if it was the police and bounty hunting, then yes, we expect pushback with
mean,
anything bounty hunting and
if it was the
related.
police in Denver
When
and
it's
bounty
police, yeah, when it's
hunting, they would have
police,
invited us to the scene
just to arrest
just
you.
so they could set us up to arrest us, probably.
Yeah.
Because that's...
That state.
And
what a
that
shit,
industry.
What
they're
a
in.
shit state.
Come on, man. I still have family.
What a shit state. What an absolute dog
It's
shit
cold.
state.
It didn't used to be that way.
Politically. Not the
Politically,
people. The
yeah,
people, y'all are great. Denver people, y'all are great. Y'all cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Politically,
I love Denver. I love Denver weed. The atmosphere of Denver. I loved my apartment there. Had a nice apartment overlooking the city. Loved it.
yeah.
The politics in Denver, another story, man. Another story.
Especially on the criminal aspect of politics in Denver.
yeah,
it's a criminal first city.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've told the story before. We bumped heads with them more than one occasion, and the fact that they will defend
A woman beating
felon on drugs, admittedly on camera on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, they that was bad news. The political climate in Denver is, I'm not saying
If
like
I was
Denver,
like
the city, like the whole state is. It's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I mean,
I almost, before I was just like, fuck this, I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah.
Before I left Denver, I was gonna go down. The governor owns a bar there.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go down and just sit down at the bar and be like, "What the?
What are you doing?
What the?
Yeah, but
The fuck's your problem?"
the problem
And
is,
then I felt like if I went down there and said that, they would be like, "What's going on?
yeah,
What the?" I feel like she might have said the same thing, or he might have said the same thing. I think it's a she, isn't it? Wasn't it a she? It was a he. It's a he, but he has a wife and they own the bar. That's what it
and
is.
they are very blue, very liberal, very
Yeah, we're very blue. Okay, like that other guy that claimed to be very blue, and then couldn't buy me for all the money in the world.
right,
Here's $300,000. Promote my product. F yourself.
right.
Still won't say your name, dickhead.
Can't help you. Can't help. Hey, look, someone's here.
Harvey's here.
Yep, Harvey has pulled up. Anyway, so yeah, we really like dealing with the Coast Guard. Hurry up, Harvey.
Oh,
I don't know. Some random fucking number.
Well,
Did you answer it?
No.
What if it's the Turtle Hospital?
No,
Or
it's not because I have their number saved.
he's already got a shirt on.
is it a Florida number?
It was not.
Harvey's here.
Hi.
Cuban time.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, we were talking about how, it's really nice to work with the Coast Guard. You've never had an issue with them. Anytime you've
Never.
responded, they basically
In Oregon, they
share
deferred to us
information,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, in Oregon, they deferred to us. My dive team up there on a couple different occasions in regards to derelict vessels and things like that. We worked with the Portland Fire Rescue on probably a dozen different occasions. Most notably, I think in the intro of had a little bit in the intro of our show, the incident where this wave boat hit this guy that was camping in the middle of the river on his trawler and just fucking took the whole boat out. I think we actually talked about that on an earlier podcast, if I remember. We may have touched on it. I think we touched on it.
I think it was maybe mentioned, but
Yeah.
not really discussed. Yeah, but it's always been love with them, which is cool. Unlike other things in life. Hopefully we can really build a similar relationship down here with the Coast Guard and fishing game.
Coasties down here are second to none.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
fun
new
guys.
boat we saw the other day.
Imagine being on that thing, the Homeland Security boats, the quad 400s on the back. Thing just spits and quits. Hawk Tua on the terrorists.
that boat. If you just saw it in the area, you just turn your motor off and put your hands in the air
Yeah.
because you're not outrunning
You're
it.
done.
And it's
You're done.
Oh man, that
Yeah,
thing.
these guys are like next level operators.
Yeah, yeah.
They-
Everyone.
the
that's
military
thing,
base, the
everybody
military
thinks,
base and the Coast Guard.
Everyone thinks the Coast Guard are like
Like the weaker
Amazon,
side of the weaker side
Amazon
of the military.
pirates, but
Yeah.
they're down here especially.
They're,
Yeah,
they're
until-
legit shit.
Until they
I
pull
think
up
all
with like
Coast Guard are
a
legit
50
shit.
cal. Until they pull up with a 50 cal
Yeah,
mounted to the
I don't know
front of
where
it.
in the world the Coast. I think the Coast. It's like the Navy, They get the thing because they're on the boat and it's
Right.
like seems more comfortable than like a grunt.
Yeah, you're not in
you know?
Afghanistan.
But you have to be smarter to be in the Navy.
Yeah,
You have
you have to have higher ASVAB scores.
yeah, and the Coast Guard, you just have to fight sharks.
You have to swim for like
You
3 days.
fight nature. You
and-
fight nature, and all the other ones you fight. Wars. But
And
yeah.
what a lot of people won't understand is the Coast Guard. You see them dropping out of a heli or off a boat into a rescue, and on TV it looks cool.
They used to do that. They do that right out in Cudjoe
Yeah,
Bay.
right there. But the way they're jumping in these waves and it looks cool and they're swimming. If you have never jumped into the water in like 3 foot, 4 foot rollers, and try to swim and maintain
To somebody,
yeah.
Then rescue them.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
It's very physical.
it's next level. Like it is
Your rescue class was
weak.
weak as shit.
I loved it.
My rescue class was fucking hard as nails.
Yeah.
Then you met Dave the other day.
Yeah.
You should redo your rescue class with Dave.
Oh,
Like
I'll do
I
it
would
with
go
Dave.
with Dave. We should to do a
Yeah, we'll
rescue
just go
class,
do
just do
it
a
for
refresher with
fun.
him. Bring him
Yeah.
out and do a refresher with him.
Absolutely.
Because I was looking at the training we're gonna do tomorrow.
Mhm.
There's a rescue swim, so it's part of it anyways. But we'll get Dave
Yeah.
in like the next week or so.
Yeah, the hardest part of my rescue class was knowing that the entire time we're plotting on a way to grab my mask and my regulator and not knowing when you were going to find that opportunity. Like I knew you were going to do it. In the back of my mind, I'm like, watch Pat because he's going to do
Well, they
it.
don't even haze you in well, I guess what they call hazing.
Yeah.
They don't haze you in scuba classes anymore. When I was in
No.
scuba, my class 18 years ago, I mean, there was like they wanted you to feel what it's like to
was
be
a
out
phys-
of air.
it was a
they
physical
shut your air
altercation.
off underwater. And and they rip your mask off.
Right.
Like it was
Now they're like,
they teach you how
"You
to
are now
survive
out of
underwater.
air."
They're like, "Oh, this is how you would survive underwater." And before it was like, "This is how you're going to not die."
Show me how you're
bitch."
going to survive underwater.
Yeah, show me how you're going to survive underwater. Yeah.
That was definitely the most angsty part of my rescue class was just knowing, you're my best friend. I know you very well, and I knew that you were plotting the
I
entire
don't
time.
remember that class, other than it was weak. It's weak as
I just knew you were plotting, and right as it happened, I had turned and exposed my entire front to you, and I was like, "Oh, here it goes."
Did I get you?
Yeah, you grabbed my top of my mask and my regulator and just pulled everything forward. And I was like, oh, well, here we go. And it was while I was bringing Cam to the surface.
Nice. I have a really terrible memory.
Yeah. 30-second Dave or whatever.
Hi, I'm Dave.
But yeah, that was the most difficult part. But I mean, it's still I love that part. In my instructor course, my instructor up north at by Mayo, he made me bring him to the surface and rescue breathe him probably 15 times, and intentionally would like roll himself off the wrong way.
Nice.
And he was in a dry suit and a really awkward BC on purpose.
Trevor and I went to 2 instructor courses at the same
did.
time. He finished his. I ended up
Like a
telling
day short.
the instructor trainer to go himself
Yeah.
a day before.
It was very interesting
reason.
because second or third day, you and I were on the phone with each other going, are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
really? From both ends. Like, I thought I was going to call you and be like, dude, this is what's going on. And you're going to be like, no, it's better come here. And then when we talked, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay with the devil I know, because at least, yeah.
Yep. Scuba certifications, not all of them are equal. It really comes down to what you can actually do in the water. It has nothing to do with your certification level. It's what you train for, how long you train for it, to what degree you train.
If you can dive, just because you can dive doesn't mean you can teach, and just because you can teach doesn't mean you can dive. It's a whole different world. I mean, I would rather have 10 guys that absolutely can dive their ass off and almost nobody would pass their course as an education than I would the kind of other version of what's going on out there. You don't look so sleepy all the time there, sir.
I know. I just got like a wind of sleep.
You went like this.
Because he's waking up so much earlier than normal.
Yeah. We've been up early. We've been doing some training.
No, I think his Mountain Dew killed me.
Yeah, and he's still sleeping like at 3 in the morning.
It's a lot of sugar.
Because I still hear them up there all the time. So you guys are sleeping.
Yeah, you're still going to bed real late. But
you're sleeping like 4 or 5 hours a day.
No, like 7, 6, 7.
If you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that's also because the 5M server, the GTA RP server, is in full swing and going gangbusters right now. It's doing, I mean, from my limited understanding from the admin side of it, because I stay out of the way of the smart people, it feels like it's really progressing and doing well, and the additions and bug fixes and
lots
everything.
of new people, and they're buying houses and staying and making that their home and coming back every single day.
Yep, It's
a well-oiled city at this point.
When people start buying houses because they're cemented, it's happening.
Well, it's
real fun. There's a lot of funny scenes.
Yeah, dude, I have people living in Grapeseed that I had no clue.
Yeah,
no.
A lot of MLOs, people bringing in MLOs, custom houses.
Oh yeah,
custom peds, custom clothing, custom tattoos, custom
people
cars.
People are creating or having a character ped made, and
with all their tattoos.
Yeah, and putting their tattoos on it. It's cool, and the things that are happening are really cool. Raven has really grabbed on with both hands, and
She usually does.
As it came out of my mouth, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But no, she's really hyper focused.
She usually is.
The best story I have with Raven is I'm driving through the city and I see someone in Legion just doing donuts. So I'm about to tell them, hey, stop baiting cars, and it's her in a Russian character.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, have a good one, and just drove away. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
she's finally getting to have some fun because she's been on work mode.
Oh, she's still on work mode.
No, but she I've never seen her actually go and start breaking rules in the city just to have fun, because she was in the middle of Legion just doing donuts around a cop.
Well,
it was the best.
She's got to have a little break in there too.
Yeah,
because her and the admin team and the devs, they're putting in hours.
Yeah.
Like they're there all the time.
A lot of hours a week.
Yeah, they're there all the time, and they're there helping people and fixing things And I mean, tickets, and they're on them like
Yeah, there's
immediately.
hundreds of man hours every week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's really
Fucking
impressive.
expensive,
Yeah, hopefully it becomes
profitable. Starting to make some good money on it.
if it could.
Paying,
I mean,
want to just get it to the point where it's paying for the staff, but yeah,
that's important. And then recovering
our staff starts at $700 a week.
Yep.
Sit in the fucking
to sit at their desk and
sit at
play
their
in the
desk
city.
and play in the city.
And that's most of those people also have another job, so they're like double dipping during their time. Like a lot of them have IT jobs or tech jobs.
Not anymore.
Oh, they
Pretty much-
don't?
Pretty much down to people that are
Down to just 5Mers.
just down to full timers. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. It's fun. It's impressive. I'm still a criminal. Can't have a government job still. Hurts.
That sucks.
I still haven't been to jail. I could have a government job if I wanted to.
Harvey's RP is 5 minutes long. That's the reset of Phil O'Neill.
Yeah.
Just
What do you mean?
Recycle.
yeah. The longest story that's played out has been like 5 minutes. I think it's quick.
He has a lot of ideas.
A lot of ideas. Just quick.
He has a lot of ideas.
It's fine.
He's working them.
5 M8AD.
Nah, I have a lot of role playing scenes. and
No,
shit.
no,
You're
he's
not
saying
watching
what
them.
you want to do.
Oh,
Saying
because
what you do doesn't stay.
because I keep trying to do something it's not allowed, and I just keep going. I keep going.
Eventually, you'll find your way.
I keep making shit up, and they're like, "That's a loophole." And I'm like, "How is that a loophole? How is this a loophole? I'm just trying to have fun."
No, you look for loopholes, and you enjoy it.
It's the
he
best.
tells
part.
me about it.
It's the best. I know it's the
That's-
best.
That's the part that's fucking hilarious. He looks over at Pat and he goes, "Hey, I have an idea. This is what I'm going to do now."
Yeah.
And he lays out the entire plan, not like
5 minutes later.
a little idea, not
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I was thinking about trying something a little different today." He gives you he's like, "I'm going to do this and this and this is how I'm going to back it up."
and
this is
people
what
are
I'm
going to
gonna
do this, and they're going to do this, and they're responding. Blah, 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 blah. 5 minutes later, it's a whole new scenario.
It's funny. It's funny. Phil and I spend a lot of time fishing together.
Mm-hmm.
That's my spot right now. I do some fishing a lot.
Do you have a boat?
Usually I just borrow the locals boat right there.
Broke ass bitch.
Yeah,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I lost my job.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I lost my job.
That's your good paying job.
Yeah, it's not as easy when you're out there hustling
Starting over
the
on my
jobs.
characters.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll build them up from the beginning.
So Rico's no longer.
No, Rico's no longer.
He's gone?
Yeah.
Thank
One of my
God.
favorite characters.
No, he's not. Thank God. Fuck that guy. He kept shooting me every fucking time he saw me.
I didn't mind him.
My new guy will probably still do the same. Just-
Rico in the wheelchair was my favorite version of Rico. That was hilarious.
It's so annoying though to run around in a fucking wheelchair all the goddamn day. So annoying.
It cracked me up the whole time.
So annoying. Come play with us. You guys can
Yeah,
come play
you guys
with
come.
us.
Obviously, there is going to be a link right below. Right
Gotta join the
there
Discord.
for the
apply
Discord.
for whitelist. Get approved. Join the city.
And
You're in.
I'm going to be 100% frank with you. The whitelist application is very important. You have to really put your time into it. You have to develop a backstory for your character. So when you come into the city, you already have a direction. You already have who you are. It's not come into the city and then figure out what your character or what your person is, because then you spend a lot of time negatively impacting the immersion of other people when you're trying
That's
to
why
figure
it's a
it out.
tight application process.
Yep. And it's not just like a hard no. A lot of times the devs will come back to you and say, "Hey, I need more on this."
Unless you're just obviously stupid, then you're
right.
like,
Then they're like, "No, you got to go." But that's what makes a whitelist server so good, is the people that come in have really, really, really put some thought into who they want to be.
yeah.
And that, I love that part of it, because people come into the city and they're already like, they're that character.
good. They're good
They're
quality.
good RP quality people. And I truly enjoyed that part of it more than just a regular open city where you just join and drop
Yeah.
in. I've never, I mean, I've done it and it's been okay, but I don't enjoy it all that much as I do knowing that the people that we're interacting with are really there for a reason. And
It's a lot of fun activities to do.
yeah. People are putting up events. The jobs are great. The new heli rescue job is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like that.
And I can actually make decent money doing it.
Yeah.
And it's good. Last night I spent about 45 minutes to an hour running around just dumpster diving.
Yeah, there's good stuff in the dumpsters. You can find good materials like copper and shit like that to make other components.
Yeah, yeah. I spent like an hour just dumpster diving and hanging out.
That's how I make C4 in the game. Because that's where the only place you get lighters.
But like we always say, if you guys want, the link to the Discord is below. I'll put also the link for our store, because that also is where our streamers are. If you want to watch people who stream in our city, that link is also right below. So click on that. And when people go live, it automatically
Throws it
triggers
up in
that.
there, yeah.
Yep. So you can see who's live. I'm live on Twitch. Harvey's live on Twitch. Pat's live on Twitch. I personally love the direction you are going with Twitch when you are just finding the
Spectating.
coolest scene and spectating.
Yeah.
That's really cool, because it's like, if you are a football person, it's like having the NFL red zone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, boom, this scene's cool, then boom, this scene's cool. It's not like, oh, well, all I have right now is me talking to someone about mundane things. Yeah, that part of your Twitch is like,
That's probably what I'll keep doing.
I will shut down my Twitch when you are spectating, just because it's so enjoyable to watch, because you really look for good stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to find it, but like with all the people and like going back and forth, like but we're getting it better.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll get better over time.
And Harvey's Twitch is just Harvey, and it's hilarious because he is always on a Harvey side mission, and there's nothing more enjoyable than just the crazy crap that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really am all over the place.
You are.
100%.
You are. I had one kind of serious topic, not really serious, but just a question. This morning we were watching. You brought up the Fox News live on the Israeli bombing that happened, and in my mind, I'm thinking, how close do we actually feel that we are to midnight on the world clock?
Way far away.
You think we're still real far?
Way far away. Oh yeah.
You don't think we're at like massive world war coming?
No, I think we're still at these regional conflicts, proxy wars.
Yeah, because there's a huge divide in America. Very, very apparent. I mean,
Well, they want you to.
It's a political. It's
It's like a political divide.
It's not as
It's
bad.
not a people divide.
It's not as bad as Israel
Right,
and
it's just-
Palestine.
here's the thing.
We're not at that level.
But here is kind of my point. According to social media, news, and the world, in America we have a huge divide. Huge. Like, you're either this or you're that. In
Well,
the
yeah.
world is either this or it's that. I haven't turned on a TV in probably a month.
Yeah, there's a huge divide. There's, 98% of normal people, and then there's a lot of 2%, which is like, I don't know,
The loud 2%.
a few million, like millions and millions.
Sure.
Sure, there's a big divide. Yeah, though, there's just a lot of idiots.
But the thing is, I have not turned on a TV in probably a month.
yeah, we're all in the pretty much. I think most Americans are on the same page.
I have not run into a person that was just diametrically opposed to everything in my thought process.
Not so much that they got to fire
that
a
entire
rocket at
team.
my house.
Yeah, that entire time I've not run into someone and went, "Oh, really? I didn't know we were like that."
That'd be like, we can't go to New Hampshire because
because they think this.
it's a demilitarized zone. It's like,
Yeah.
it's rockets. and
I
shit.
have not, and I've traveled back and forth to Denver. I've been, I've interacted with people. It's not like I'm a complete hermit. In the time that I've not turned on a TV, I have not run into someone that made me feel like the world was ending, or
Yeah, no,
like
it's
there was
not-
going to be a
yeah.
civil war.
Well, it's pretty close over there. I mean, depending on how far they push
Yeah.
into Russia.
I meant here.
They're
Like,
pushing it. I mean, well then, yeah, but it's still it'll proxy over. I don't think it'll ever proxy to the United States.
yeah.
Has to go through a lot of other countries
The
first.
the press secretary from Israel, when we clicked over to his speech this morning, I tapped you on the shoulder at one point, and I was like, "Woo,"
Yeah.
because he made some
Oh, he's
statements.
like,
that
oh,
he-
we're coming. Then they're coming for your Western worlds. Well, I mean, there's like 140 countries, by the
Right.
way. There's
But he
not
was-
like 7. Okay, it's not. People are like, they're not cut. People only get the continents and the countries. He's like, oh my god, we have all these countries at war, and there's like 4 countries to go to. No, there's like 140 countries.
there's yeah.
There's a
It was just
lot of
interesting
land
because he
that's gonna
name
go.
dropped the UK and America, like dead faced into the camera, and I was like, He had to have gotten some shoulder taps for that because you can't.
I don't know. I feel like we're
You
just
don't just
trying.
march him out and say that.
I feel like China's just going to take over Russia.
You think it just becomes?
Yeah, I think they need it. Yeah. I think they need it for their supply chain.
Well,
And it makes it and it gives them. Everyone was saying originally, oh, they're going to go for Taiwan right when Russia does this. All right, well now it's like a year later, and they're still not going for Taiwan. No, because we are as much of an ally with China as we are a foe. Our common kind of pain in the our enemy is their pain in the ass.
right.
And I don't know that the Chinese or China's economy relies as much on Russia as it does on the United States.
Well, no, because
And
per
if
capita,
Russia were just to be absorbed,
yeah, that would be like Amazon buying up a little company that had a project that they like.
yeah,
They're like, instead of dealing with the headache of
Russia
their
gets some
CEO.
big fucking problems. Russia
Right.
has some big.
Oh yeah. Well,
can you
a year
imagine?
ago-
Can you imagine if a drone attack was consistently happening in Washington D.C.? They're damn near hitting Moscow with these
right.
things.
It would be like D-Day 1. It would be over right then. We're
Yeah.
stopping this. I think Russia's definitely been exposed a lot because this Ukraine thing should have been a 3-day.
Yeah, they're way weaker than.
Yeah, it should have
they
been a
put out.
3-day excursion
Yeah.
where they sent like their National Guard over there, not even like their A-team.
Unless they had a bunch of weapons that they wanted to use and someone snipped their nuts.
China. That's the only one that could.
The only one that can snip them.
Yeah. Just very underwhelming, their performance, I would say. And I mean, if we're going to Monday morning quarterback it, very underwhelming performance by Russia in the Ukraine thing. So to the point where it's like page 3 or 4 news now. It's not even.
Until last night, yeah, until the whole Lebanon thing got kicked off, which they, said it was a preemptive strike for missiles coming in for the retaliation
Yeah.
of their senior
they
commander, yada, yada, yada.
Apparently, we're testing the water. But
Yeah, it didn't test out so well.
it was not as.
They made some through. But not a lot. Pretty low batting average, I'd say,
Yeah.
on the Lebanese side.
I mean, if you throw an entire bag of rice at something, you may hit a little bit.
yeah.
But it was just really underwhelming. And
There are better rocket scientists in most middle schools in the United States than I think Hezbollah has.
probably wouldn't disagree with that.
There's like kids that are making those rockets like land vertical. Hezbollah's like,
Hey,
"You see
watch
YouTube?
this kid's YouTube video.
You check out the YouTube
Can you
video.
fix it like this?
Make it like this man. What's his name? Candy Dick 34.
Just follow the channel. He does step by step.
That's the best name I could come up
Candy
with that
Dick
Hezbollah would have. Candy Dick 34. that's Hezbollah's fault to handle. Candy Dick 34.
You got to wait for tomorrow's TikTok episode to see how he actually makes the landing happen.
Yeah.
The kid's on a live.
I think-
Hey, thank you, Hezbollah. Thank you for the follow, man. Hit
Yeah,
the subscribe
Hezbollah's got
button.
Hezbollah signed up for that for Mark Rober's become think like an engineer
Right,
kit
they're
for
just
the
waiting-
adults,
waiting for the next
Yeah,
episode.
They're like, hey, we need more of those computer parts so we can know how to make this shit work.
They're in the comments like our fans like, hey, when's the next video dropping, guys? You got my hand in my dick here, can finish.
That kind of lends to my
we
original
got his
point.
camera or his mic off.
Oh yeah, I could just
mute
we
that
could just
for-
do that. See,
There we go. That sounds better.
you're out.
Okay.
You're back in. That was my original point. Thinking, if you watch the news, which I did for 10 minutes today, we are at 11:59 and 57 seconds on the news for the world clock. Is how they make it sound.
That's always been there. The doomsday clock is coming. It's always coming.
In
I
my
know it's
mind,
coming.
I can
I
still
know it's
get
coming.
really,
Jim, I'm
really
coming.
good fried shrimp right up the road. And until that stops being available to me, I'm probably not really worried about the world
And I hate
economy or
fried
the
shrimp,
danger.
so I'm not concerned about that at all.
Yeah,
When I can't get a cheeseburger, I don't have a problem.
that was a good lunch the other day.
It was okay. That cheeseburger was bland,
Oh, it was.
but the
fries
were
great,
fantastic.
and the fried shrimp was probably the best fried shrimp I've had down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go back
Yeah, it was good.
after training tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we should run out. But
That's gonna do it for Hak Tua.
it's not that. It's
Hak Tua.
it's Huck Yan.
Hak Tua.
It's Huck Yan, man. You named it, and then forgot.
Young Hung.
No, Hak Young.
It was Hak Young, yeah, I remember.
Young Hung.
It was Huck Yan because it was Huck and Halcyon.
Oh yeah. Actua.
No, that's taken a lot. We can't use any of that.
Fucking tua.
We'll see you guys back here in a few days. Take it easy.